in tournament history in all sports has been an underdog that has had success. Can they pull it off tonight, or will the higher seeded Broncos be able to be victorious in our first match?
Well,
Hello and welcome into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It's the day we've all been waiting for. It is the Mountain West League of Legends Fall Invitational Grand Finals. Welcome into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Boise State switching over to League of Legends, taking part of, fittingly enough, the Halloween Classic. And it's a battle of two undefeated teams. It is Boise State taking on Illinois Wesleyan. Michael Fisher, Paul Solpan Vaughn here to call all of the action. And Solpan, this is the battle of the top of the group.
Okay, so I forget who we have up first, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh my God, look at me. Okay.
But hey, this is going to be a very, very good tournament.
Yeah.
Everyone seems really, really excited. A lot of people got some really, really good costumes on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Me included, of course.
Yeah. I'm boring. I'm just wearing a crocodile onesie with a
Okay,
cape.
well,
Hard to catch it or just try your best to not get near them. But having that wall kind of just means, okay, you could just be over there, keep the projectiles on that side. Though it did not work out in his favor just yet.
A bit of breathing room for OPZ, but there's no breathing for both players here as we get straight back into the action, mining and charging their projectiles respectively.
39%, 47%. Steve really putting on the pain, getting that aerial game going on with his abilities. Now 63 to 44.
Excuse me, blocking out Mata.
Ooh, nice
This might be it
little
here.
ladder combo from OpZ here. Goes for a charge forward smash, but gets outranged. Ooh! And that's gonna do it. Match number 2 goes to OpZ. Wow. It feels like OpZ learned how to deal with some of the larger disjointed hitboxes of Richter and was able to keep their resource meter up a little more.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Boise State Esports Arena, where we are not here to bring you any PEC or Mountain West Smash Bros, but we do have a plan to give you some interesting Smash Bros content tonight with our annual Halloween Super Smash Bros tournament. My name is Bryce Jensen, and I'm going to be your host for tonight. Joining me is one of the players in the tournament, Dreamliner. He's going to be co-hosting with me for a little bit. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I just got knocked out of winner, so that's not good. I'm looking to make a pretty big losers run.
Hey, I mean, some of the best runs in Smash Bros have been done in the losers bracket. I mean, take a look at people like Mewtwo King in the Brawl scene being able to run right up through the bracket. And speaking of the bracket, I've seen some of these names from last year. I was around for the last tournament last year. A lot of the people who were really good there have come back this time. Is there any big opponent that you are sort of looking for, or is there a matchup that you're looking forward to?
There isn't really anything I'm looking forward to. It's kind of just whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. And, I mean, even getting knocked out of the winner's bracket, at least there is that loser's bracket there as well. And I'm really excited to see that, because some of the loser's bracket games over the past few years have been really good. I mean, even looking at stuff like last year, we saw an entire bracket run, but it does look like we're going to be jumping right into our first match on the monitor. Keep in mind, a few brackets have been run through, so this is, I believe, round 3 of winners finals.
1 second, let me check.
Yeah, we got Maui and Bacon. Bacon does look to have a little bit of a disadvantage moving into it, already down to their last stock and up to 80%, while Maori is going to do very well in keeping him off the stage.
It's really unfortunate if you do that with Pyra, her side special where she throws her sword. She can only move, shield, and jump out of it. So if you Aegis has a really bad recovery, so if you accidentally input side B off stage, you're dead.
Yeah, and plus Pyra doesn't exactly have the best recovery as well, especially when paired up against such a good edge guard character like Palutena is. So many different options in order to just keep you off of stage. And we will be... and each of these games is a best of 3 up until the top 8. So for a while, we are going to be watching 2 of 3. So even though Pyra/Mythra lost 1, if I'm reading this correctly, they can still make a comeback if they win 2 more games. And it does look like we are moving right into that.
Yeah, this is actually not a noob, not Bacon Ultimate. I think they just messed up the tag, but we are still in it. Side B on shield. Yep, Mari's gonna look for huge damage off that down throw.
Yeah.
We got not a noob, like cleanly avoiding that. Excuse me. Mari tries to catch the landing with the side B. Oh, high side B. Ooh. That's gonna get punished by the up air. Oh, up B. Yep, that's a surprise option.
Yeah, you can't be playing like that against Palutena having such good aerial options.
Yeah.
Not a noob gets caught in the grab with a back throw being thrown off the map. However, gets back on with a side B, swapping back to Mythra for that little bit of mobility. Not really putting Palutena on the ropes, though. A lot of damage has been done, however, nothing to...
Oh, it's on shield.
We get it, but... Oh, what an up tilt. That's going to take him down.
That was up smash.
Up smash, up tilt. He attacked them upward.
That's true. Yeah. We are in side B. Mythra side B, it might seem like a bad move, but if your opponent doesn't expect it, it does like a decent amount of damage. It does like a similar amount of damage to like Cloud side B. Yeah. If Bacon, they're getting movement.
Ooh, yep.
They're getting some good movement against Mari, but I'm currently getting juggled. Surprise up
there you go. That's a good way to take a stock.
Not a noob takes the second stock, but 83%. We're going to see if he can make anything off of that.
Yeah, not a noob showing why they are not a noob. Unfortunately, falling for the same old trick that they've been falling for this whole time. That aerial from Palutena is nothing to sneeze at. And unfortunately, we got Pyra/Mythra coughing and wheezing over here.
Yeah, we're not going to... I thought we'd get an air combo off of that, but I don't know. I haven't played Palutena in a long time, so... Yeah, you can't use your jump like that. He's dead. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, just a little bit too low. Yeah. But that means that Mari is going to be moving forward in the bracket, and unfortunately for Not a Noob, going to have to make their way through the losers if they want to.
I think that was losers. I might be wrong. This match was losers.
Oh, okay, so this one would have been losers. But Mari continues on. Not a Noob, unfortunately, gets knocked out. But overall, we saw some good potential out of Mari. I do think that we might see them again moving up the bracket.
For sure.
I mean, obviously we're going to see them again. They won. But, I mean, we're going to see them even farther than the next round. For sure. The thing is about Palutena is that you can do a whole lot of stuff with her that you wouldn't really expect. You can ledge guard. You have a really good aerial game. You can honestly just say, I don't want you over there, so I'm just going to make sure that you take damage if you are over there.
Yeah, she's like a really good... She's a really easy character to pick up, actually. Her neutral air, it can combo into itself for like a really, really long time, so you get a lot of damage off of it.
Yeah. Some might say that she juggles better than a clown, but who am I to say? But it does look like we are going to be seeing the next placement.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. Boss and Bluka on stream. This is going to be a good one.
You know, Bluka does seem to be a name that I can't quite put my finger on, but I do remember that name from somewhere.
Yes, we had a regional last May, and they placed second out of all 100-ish entrants that we had.
Oh, okay.
The highest placing Idaho player in the tournament.
Sweet. That is going to be quite the game. Number 2 in the state, or number 2 in the region?
Yeah, something like that.
State-ish. State with a little bit of a bigger outline.
It's, yeah. They're currently in, I think it's hard to like right now rank like the #1 player because all of them are just so good. They're all very even.
It's really hard to rank Super Smash Bros. Players because, I mean, you have tournament runs where you're going against like your perfect counters, your foils in every regard.
Yeah.
And then you'll have the same games against characters that you are incredibly good against or mirror matches that you favor yourself in. And that really impacts ratings as well. And honestly, it comes down to luck of the draw a lot more than what you'd expect. But it's really nice to see these high-ranked players because, I mean, they're up in that high rank for a reason. reason. A good player can make the best out of a bad situation. A bad player can make the worst out of a good situation. So the highest ranked players will always be towards the top, and that's where it's always going to be found. Oh, that's always where the best games are going to be found.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm also gonna say Boss is a really good player. I've played him a lot. And yeah, he's just such a solid player.
Is he Big Boss?
Just Boss.
Oh, you said solid in there, so I thought you were leaning towards a Metal Gear reference.
No. Yeah, we'll see what this match offers. Both of these players play a lot of different characters, so well, they mostly stick to a few in bracket, but yeah, this was expected. Bayonetta versus Pichu.
Named Rat. That's what I call Pikachu unironically. Oh, that's kind of funny.
No, Boss was telling me they have...
Yeah, Boss looking to make something happen. Yep. Unfortunately, Witch Time from Bayonetta is going to lead to a really good start-off combo. Doing the Bayonetta classic of you don't get to play the game, I just lock you in combos, going crazy. And Pichu already up to 87, not being able to use any moves. Pichu takes a lot of damage while using moves as well, so that's just one step closer to death with every attack.
Okay. Pichu can get a lot of damage off of that down throw. Yeah, he's looking for a grab. Oh, that could kill if she had a little bit of a higher percent. But yeah.
Yeah, big damage out of Bayonetta, launching Pichu over to that left side of the screen. However, Pichu has a lot of ways to get around stuff, but a lot of damage comes through.
Yeah, Pichu's very light, and Bayonetta's job, it kills.
Yeah, lightest in the game, or I guess he's tied.
He's the lightest. He's the lightest.
I thought he was tied with Kirby, is what I heard somewhere. Looks like Bayonetta doing a lot more damage than what might have been expected. However, Pichu starting to get a little bit more damage in. Luca trying to wait him out.
Stalling off stage.
I mean, it's an interesting play. Oh, barely misses the read from Boss.
Yeah, we're going to get a view of like the wonderful players that we have today at the event. Oh, there we go. We're back.
Cutting right back into Luca,
right
just
into that.
Dismembering Boss.
Surprised he didn't die from that.
Honestly, I am too, but by the looks of things, he might not be long for this world. Boss taking a lot of damage, manages to get the spot dodge. Yeah. That might keep you alive for a little bit longer.
Like the cool combos, the flashy combos that these characters have. Sometimes these characters actually struggle a lot to kill. Pichu getting a good up smash.
Yeah, good up
smash. And the taunt. Yep. We love to see it.
Hey, it's one of Don's keys to the game. You got a taunt, but what a read out of Luca, taking Boss off the top of the stage, still keeping that one stock lead.
Yep, and I think we're seeing a combo off of this. But yeah, Boss is getting out of that good, but he's still taking 58%. That is not ideal when you're on your last stock, but...
Yeah, especially when you're at a one-stock deficit as well. Already up to 70% and counting. Pichu doesn't really have very many options to deal damage without damaging itself as well. Luca taking a ton of damage. Boss tries to read the ledge guard, but not really going to happen. The Thunder does not find it. Pichu does have a very strong Thunder, a way stronger Thunder than Pikachu has, but it comes at the cost of a lot of damage to themselves. Luca managing to dodge a lot of the combos that Boss is trying to start, but Boss is still hanging in there. Managing to get some attacks here and there, but another combo out of Bayonetta. This might close it out, but no.
She was too far from the top last turn. That would not have killed. However, Pichu, he has some pretty decent combo potential, and he has a bit of rage on him too, so we might see a kill.
It's going to be a little bit harder though, because he is so light and at such a high percent. He still has to shoot through one stock as well. Another back throw comes through, not really going to find much. Yeah, but wait, he's resetting it!
The Thunder Jolt.
Oh, the Thunder Jolt. What good sportsmanship out of Boss, not letting Luca SD like that.
Every time she got hit, she got her up B back, so... And the dash attack.
That's going to close out the game. Luca going up 1 in the series.
Don't make me bet.
I wonder if Boss is going to switch to one of his other mains, because I know, like, his other main... He's really good with a lot of other few other characters.
And checking in on a few of the other games, it does look like in the top left...
That was mine.
The Bowser Peach?
Yes.
Oh, who did you play?
Malfoy.
Oh.
I believe
Yeah.
he plays on the team.
He does.
And we're running it back.
We are very familiar with the Bowser gameplay. We call him the Steve Slayer for how he just runs Steves down all
Yeah,
day, all night. He loves it.
I've watched your streams a couple of times, and I feel like I've heard that before, but...
You know, we like to make the joke that it's like that one scene out of Jujutsu Kaisen where, are you caught up with the manga?
I'm not really a fan of manga, but you know what, I am a fan of...
Never mind then.
But I am a fan of Smash, and we're going into our second game here, and we're taking it to Kalos.
Yeah, taking it to Kalos. Not a bad stage for either Bayonetta or Pichu. However, Bayonetta can't really get Pichu up as high with the combos, and however, Boss is doing a lot better job at really sticking to his guns, playing big, and a lot more damage coming through on Bluka this time.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Pichu can get a lot of good damage off of it. I think it's with like lighter characters most of the time. They can like easily rack up damage. It's just they struggle to kill, and it's a little sad sometimes. And then they'll die super early if they get hit with a strong move.
That is true. However, Pichu's doing a good job at avoiding damage for this time around. Bluka hasn't been able to find as many combo starters as they were the first time. However, I just say that Caster's Curse comes into effect. Boss taking a lot of damage in the exchange.
That was good from Boss. He was able to get out of that. He's using the up B to recover to the stage. Bluka's just stalling. Classic.
Oh, big
forward smash at ledge.
Smash out of
Boss is not going to let her have it.
Yeah, not letting that slide twice. He figured out what he needed to do, and he's really getting that done. Bluka still
get some damage off of
getting
this.
a lot of damage on him, though.
Boss can get a lot of damage. Bayonetta's at a pretty low percent, and then she's also kind of easy to combo, in my opinion. Like, with Peach, I've heard that it's easy to do some of her turnip combos on Bayonetta. It's like the easiest character to do for turnip combos. But Bluka's able to send a message. They're not out of this yet.
This game is far from over, still keeping it even. Which time does come into effect. It's going to try to start a combo, but Boss manages to get right out of it. Bluka now kind of put on the back foot as Pichu begins its assault. The little rat is starting to come at him, and a Thunder is going to send Bluka flying. Not quite enough to kill, though.
This is what I meant by lighter, like Pichu can't kill. And honestly, sometimes Bayonetta can't kill you, though, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Good combos, good up special out of shield. Unfortunately, not really finding much out of it as they do miss the second one. Bluka looking for something again and misses it. Misses the final bit of that combo again, and a good combo out of Boss. That's
Bluka on their last stock. What are they gonna do?
Oh, how the turntables.
And yeah, Boss has 21%. Oh, no.
Tries to read it. Doesn't.
Let's go. Oh!
Much, but Thunder brings him down!
Peach is a cheeser. Peach is a cheeser.
Yep, I can tell. What a play out of Boss.
I know Mada's told me a lot. Pichu is a cheeser.
Well, I mean, Pichu is a rat. And what do rats like? Cheese. You put some cheddar, you put some pepper jack, you put some Gouda, you put some American. Does not matter what kind of cheese, but they like it. They're
I actually don't know who told me that. It might have been Mada.
Yeah, moving back to everybody else, we also have a match between Skull and our very own Starmiss. I'm not sure how that one's going to go. I mean, it's against a Kirby, but that's not the match we're watching. We're watching Boss versus Bluka. We're 1-1 in this matchup. Who's going to keep going in the winners? Who is going to be relegated to losers? And will Boss defeat the odds, make the comeback? Bluka?
I'm pretty sure Bluka's seed way higher than Boss, but Pichu can do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, Boss taking an early percent lead. However, it's getting very quickly eroded, not only because he damages himself, but because Bluka's doing a little bit better job at getting some attacks in. Boss unable to really find any good combo starters, but a good shot from Bluka is going to really keep that percentage ticking.
Oh, the jab. Almost. That was so good. Batswithin's going to get out of that. Yeah, up tilt. Pichu's too light for that. She's too light for it again, but the jab's gonna take it.
Yeah, that's gonna be enough to take him out. And Bluka kind of returning the taunt from the first game. Like you taunted after game one, now I gotta get back at you. But Boss doing a little better job at starting to get that damage rolling, get that percentage up high. However, he's going to need it a lot higher unless he plans to cheese 2 more stocks out.
We saw that last stock. We saw that last stock. Boss was able to... And good down smash.
There we go. That's how you do it as Pichu, taking a good stock and not losing too much percentage in the process. That seems to be the biggest problem when you're down a stock. You take way too much percent in the return hit that you're just so easy to get right back. Oh, no.
Boss, he's not dead from that, but Luca's looking for the spike.
Yeah, he tried to bait out he tried to get the edge guard out with the Thunder, which was the right play. Luca wasn't quite in the best spot to get the spike off, which could have been dangerous for Boss if that landed. But no damage has been allocated to Luca in that second stock. Boss, though, keeps on going up and up.
Yeah, Pichu does have some stuff, but I think... Yeah, there's no way that would have killed. I would have been really surprised if that killed, but Luca's looking for the kill with the dash attack. And I think that's it. Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. Not even taking a single percent in that last rally. However, all he needs to do is take 2. He's at 0 on his stock. As long as he doesn't make any major mistakes, this is still winnable for Boss. Luca trying to get back on stage, does manage to get there. Boss not electing for the ledge guard. However,
good DI from Luca. She's going to get out of that down throw. That could have actually costed her the stock if she didn't DI that correctly.
Yeah, Boss once again finds himself in a combo, manages to get out of it. Not quite high enough in percentile to really start it up.
He's getting out of that.
Thunder is going to land. It's
looking for that Thunder thing. Looking for that Thunder again, and back air, that's going to do it.
Yeah. Kick to the face is going to send Boss packing down to losers. Luca makes their way through winners. One more.
Yeah.
In a great game, all things considered.
That was a good game, but we're into the next one, I guess, between...
this is Starmies and Skull.
Yep. Is it... I think I've seen Starmus on one of your streams.
Yep, Starmus is one of our newer players. Walked on this year. It does look like Skull is starting
I might actually have a set to play.
Well, thank you for coming on the stage, and we will... And good luck in your next matchup.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving back to the game, Starmus is really doing a good job at keeping Skull off a ledge. Kirby being able to jump multiple times, having a lot of that vertical mobility makes it really easy for him to get back on stage. However, he hasn't really been able to find anything. Starmus hasn't yet to lose a single stock in the exchange. However, Skull fighting on his last stock at 130%, one good hit out of Starmus, and it's going to be found. Luma punching Kirby right to the blast zone. However, not quite going down yet, and a good spike. That's going to finish it off. Starmus manages to 3-0 Skull.
Wow, Bryce, that was a great game. It's a great game. I mean, there wasn't very much that we saw in that game, but he was doing pretty good.
Yeah, I was right. Voices in my head. That was pretty good. I'm going crazy. All right. Moving on. I believe that was only game 1 of Skull versus Starmus, if I am not mistaken. Now you get to see my face all by myself. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm very excited. However, we are just about to figure out who is going in next. I believe that they should have that figured out here pretty quick. They're over there looking at the official listings made by our very own Mata, doing a pretty good job at making sure everybody gets to where they need to go, all things concerned. So, I mean, if you're going to give props to anybody, definitely the TO of this event. However, who will come up to the desk? Who is brave enough to cast with me? Figure out next time on Super Smash Bros. Z. I think we are just about ready to get going, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I would like to address the dinosaur in the room. For anybody who is in the building, I had this dinosaur costume, and you know what? I thought I had a very good idea. I would put the dinosaur costume on, and I would put the headset on inside of the thing. However, unfortunately, fitting it in left too big of a hole. So now you're stuck looking at my face instead of an inflatable dinosaur costume. I know. I'm just as sad as you are. Truly tragic day. It's almost as bad as when Albertsons ran out of Twix, and I was very sad because Twix are the best Halloween candy. I mean, there's no one here to argue it with me. Twix are the best. They got the caramel, they got the wafer, they got the chocolate. And personally, I prefer the left ones, but I know a lot of people do the right. And honestly, can't blame them. The right one's pretty good too. I just prefer the left because I'm right-handed, and eating the left one just balances it out. I mean, it's great. I will say, though, a very close second is Kit Kat bars. I exclusively eat Kit Kat bars whole. But, I mean, we're going to have to go into this next game. It's going to be Amelia versus Majestic. Majestic taking a little bit of a loss early on. However, as Donkey Kong, having that little bit of grab game might make it a little bit easier to get a lighter character like Game & Watch on the back foot. However, Game & Watch has some of the best aerials in the game, so it'll be really difficult for Donkey Kong to really get out of it. Amelia, looking for a good off edge, is able to get a lot of damage, but DK isn't able to get back on, and an early stock for Amelia is going to be taken. Once again, going right back into it. Game & Watch getting a really early advantage with that up air. I have a friend who mains Game & Watch. I know the pain, Majestic, but you just have to fight through it. For the power of DK, you have to do it. You got this, man. I know I have some favoritism for DK. However, I mean, this is not looking too good right now. Game & Watch looking for a really good combo starter. Manages to find him up in the air. Donkey Kong off the right side of the stage. Ledge guard from Game & Watch. Cooking a delectable 5-course meal. However, I'm not sure how well it would taste considering it's just black and white. It looks a little burnt to me. The up air does miss, but luckily Game & Watch has a really good recovery, and that's going to be enough to keep Majestic off the stage. Amelia only at around 70%. Majestic has not been able to find very many good openings. Trying to make up a little bit of distance, it just doesn't matter. Manages to avoid the 6 judge. That would have hurt a lot if that went through, but the 7 comes through, and Amelia manages to get some healing off with the apples. The different judge values actually give you certain different effects, and that can either really hurt or really harm Game & Watch. The 9 is what you do not want to see, but the judge is a very cruel move indeed. Oh, DK manages to get right back to stage, but is shoved off once again by the Zookeeper form of Game & Watch. Nonetheless, Game & Watch has done a really good job at keeping Donkey Kong off stage, and that's going to be it. A good side air to close out the match. I mean, that was just kind of a hard one for DK. You already have this heavy character up against a character who's really good in the air. Taking a look at some of the other games that are going on, we have I believe that is Rush in the top, in his game in the top, and we also have Bacon and LW down low. I mean, some Piranha Plant gameplay. You always love to see it. We love Piranha Plant around here. Unfortunately, it doesn't get played a whole lot, which is a true shame. Arguably the best plant in fiction. I mean, no one's here to argue with me. I mean, Miss Audrey. I mean, if we're talking about the best plants in fiction, though, I mean, it's really hard to beat out Pea Shooter from Plants vs. Zombies. I mean, iconic character, but I think Piranha Plant manages to do it as he takes a bite out of Marth. Looks in the game, LW versus Bacon, lots of damage coming through. However, Marth is able to kind of weather the storm of Piranha Plant, not really letting him get into the spots on the map where he's comfortable, and a good side tilt is going to take Piranha Plant off the stage. Bacon needs to do something to really get back on his pot here. Can't really say feet. He's a plant. He doesn't really have feet. A spiky ball goes out. The jab tries to get something, but a good tipper from Marth, but it's not going to matter too much as Piranha Plant uses the down special, get him off the stage, and a good up tilt out of Bacon is going to set the stage even. However, he is up a little bit more percent. The poison gas does come through. A little bit of damage onto Marth. That's what you want to see. Going back around even. Piranha Plant doing a little bit more damage with that side, with that down special. Dash attack tries to go through, but gets punished with the grab. Both players at around 50%. Marth with the ledge guard misses just barely. With Marth, you want to hit the people. You want to hit your opponent with the tip of your sword. That's where it does the most damage, and that's what you see LW trying to do. Unfortunately, that means if you miss, you are a prime target for a counterattack. Piranha Plant also has some of the better ledge guarding tools with his spiky ball as well as his poisonous gas. However, it's not going to stop a shield. It's not going to stop a grab coming out of his shield. Bacon and Law, or LW, really getting put in the same boat here. Bacon looking to get something done. Actually gets parried by LW. What a parry out of him, and that's going to keep him up for just a little bit longer without taking damage, but an up special from Piranha Plant's going to get him back on stage. Unfortunately, I say right back on stage, and then he's right back off, but this game has been really back and forth. Bacon and LW seem to be around the same skill set, and a good up smash from Bacon is going to take it. Marth, if Mario can't live it, you can't either, and Piranha Plant takes the win. Also, looking up in that top left corner, it does look like our very own Supersonic is going to be playing Rush. A little bit of Mii Brawler action. If you've watched the streams beforehand, you know that I'm a sucker for a little bit of Mii Brawler. I think he's a really fun character to play. But, I mean, moving over to Majestic and Amelia, it does look like Majestic's doing a little better job at keeping himself up in that fight. Amelia hasn't been able to get very many good clean stocks. However, Majestic taking a ton of damage from the aerials is going to make it really hard to push forward. Once again, does look like we are going back in with Bacon and LW. Bacon actually electing to switch it up for the Ridley instead of Marth. Oh, gets the side special, tries to shoot the fireballs, doesn't quite make it over though. Marth almost breaking the shield of Bacon. Ah, man, almost making him a little bit extra crispy, but with the fireballs coming out, it's going to force Marth to abandon ledge a little bit earlier, and Bacon really just looking to keep Marth off stage for as long as possible. Good up air comes out, LW getting shot up, not quite enough to kill. Bacon really just looking for something here, and a good forward smash is going to take Marth down a stock. LW already starting this game a stock down with Bacon. With Bacon barely hurt at all. Bacon just sort of looking for something here to start things out. LW looking for that even more. LW already brought back to where Bacon was at the end of the last stock. However, Bacon taking a little bit more damage. Marth starting to find his footing. However, the feet of Ridley are just a little bigger, drug across the stage, and Bacon taking the lead back once again. Not within stocks, but definitely within percent. Or I guess stocks and percent. They're both about the same. Bacon is ahead in stocks. However, LW taking a lot of damage in the process. Manages to get a few, but a grab out of Ridley is going to bring him all the way up to 100. Going against a heavy, that's going to make it a lot harder to keep yourself up. Misses the side special, but it doesn't matter because an up air is going to send him off stage. LW, he's in a bit of a pickle. He's in a bit of a dill pickle. However, he cuts open the pickle jar, taking Bacon out. He's like, you know what? Pickles are way better than bacon. I would rather have bacon. I'd rather have pickles than bacon any day. So he was happy in the pickle jar, and doesn't really stop Bacon from getting on stage though. I don't know why I'm rambling so much, but I mean, it's fun. We're having a fun time, just like Bacon is with his bacon-colored Ridley. Down throw into a start of an aerial combo, just doesn't quite hit it. However, the neutral game of Ridley is really good. As you can see, Marth's already up to 50%, even after just losing that stock. 74% and counting. Manages to get right back on stage with Bacon taking the top platform from him. Marth once again finding himself in a really awkward spot. Manages to spot dodge Ridley, though, and get the grab off. Both players at around the same percentage point. However, Ridley looking a little worse for wear there. LW looking to get a little bit more damage in, but already up to 105%. We saw how that went for him last time. As soon as he hit that threshold, Ridley can just have his way with him. And a good back throw out of Marth, looking to make something happen. Just has not quite been able to find that spark, find that fire, find that kindling. Ooh, 2 grabs missed. Missed spot dodge out of Bacon. LW really wants to stay in this game, and he's looking to keep it. He's looking to keep it right where it's at. However, Bacon has a lot of mobility. He's one of the most mobile tanks in the game. Ridley, there's a reason that they said he's too big for Smash Bros, and it's because he's super easy to get right back on stage. Big damage coming out of the grab. The fireballs come through, force Marth to return to the ledge low. Tries to wait out the edge guard, but doesn't really find it. A good side air, not quite falling off the stage. LW still in the game, manages to get Bacon as well. This is still a fight, folks. LW has a chance, but no. Ridley says, you do not have a chance. I am Ridley. I am Bacon. Bacon is the best breakfast food, and Bacon advances forward. Moving on, it does look like Mr. Game & Watch ended up winning the game against Donkey Kong. I can't say that I am very surprised on that one, but